Hello, and welcome back to Project Nihilum 0. Last time, we finally got some clarity into what happened because some people, Zen, didn't want to tell us that. At least Astaroth and Soren seem to be on our side, even if there's nothing either of them can do to stop this the games. All we can do is trust that Delta's escape plan for us will succeed. Alright, preparation for our death. Woo! It stays quiet in your cell for a long time. Loneliness is omnipresent and unavoidable. Since waking up in the test room with Astaroth a few days ago, you have rarely been alone. And when you were, it was only for a short time. But this sudden loneliness in an unknown room, unable to move and exhausted, that is torture. It is a punishment, probably deliberately chosen to torture you. You stare at the ceiling in silence. You already know the pattern well. You then feel your stomach start to grumble. Then, suddenly, the door opens, startling you.
I've already heard what you've been up to. The whole South Lab knows about your breakdown, and how dangerous you are.
I swear, it was an accident.
Yes, of course. Do you know how many times I've heard that?
It was! I don't care if you believe me, it was. His posture relaxes a little, so you assume he's rolling his eyes.
Anyway, it's time.
For what? Man, I love whenever I have my own words thrown at me on the screen. For what? For my execution or whatever this is going to be?
No, dinner.
Oh, thank God, I'm hungry. Oh. Well then.
Besides, we need the cell in a minute. You won't believe it, but there are other delusional test subjects. That's why, as an exception, you can eat in the canteen.
Because I didn't actually try to do it? Maybe?
Usually, those in solitary confinement get their food in bed.
You sigh and follow the man with your gaze as he slowly approaches. How generous. Tired, you turn your gaze back up towards the ceiling. The caretaker begins to fiddle with the buckle of the strap that secures your neck. For a moment, it loosens, and you feel a brief sensation of freedom, before a tighter strap tightens around your throat. Perplexed, you cough as you move your head from side to side.
Since you're being taken to the canteen due to lack of space, stricter security measures are necessary.
A little warning about what you're doing would be nice so that I could mentally prepare myself. He raises an arm and directs his gaze to a bracelet that appears to be a practical technical device.
Test.
A violent electric shock shoots through your body. You can't say for how long, but the after effects are more than just unpleasant. Great, it's a shock collar. Okay. I'm living every single one of my nonsense things. Okay. Great.
Wonderful. Let's go.
But instead of releasing you from your restraints, the caretaker pushes you and your bed out into the corridor. The bed beneath you rattles and squeaks at every turn, but sadly for you, it remains stable and intact. Occasionally, you stretch and turn your head to catch a glimpse of the caretaker standing at the head of the bed, pushing. When you finally look back in the direction of travel, you spot someone coming towards you with an attentive gaze.
Oh, it's you.
You both pause as Lilith seems to gather her thoughts.
My condolences. The games are the end of the line for most expert, but you're not without a chance.
Do you have any tips for survival? Her gaze wanders along the walls of the corridor, then up to the ceiling.
Stay close to the wall. Don't attack. Hide yourself. When enough people are down, lie with them and play dead.
Okay. That's actually kind of solid advice because I'm going with the goddamn Hunger Games right now in my mind because you run into the area where there's a lot of fighting. Unless you are really good at fighting and you know what you're doing and you have a lot of luck on your side, you are probably going to die. And then, of course, staying close to the wall so that you don't have someone able to potentially sneak up behind you and get the jump on you. And then, well, obviously hiding yourself is obviously a very good idea. And then, when enough people are down, lie with them and play dead. Yeah, that's sadly true. There are people in real life who have done that during incidents that helped them survive because their attacker thought they were dead. So yeah, that's actually really solid advice. Thank you. Okay. Don't attack. I'll remember that. Lilith immediately steps away from the bed and gives way.
Of course. The schedule.
Exactly.
You quickly give Lilith another look that's a mixture of a cry for help and gratitude, but there's nothing she can do. You enter the large canteen along with your bed. At this time of day, it is well filled with people chattering and gossiping. You and your bed attract a lot of questioning looks. The caretaker navigates you through several queues and pushes you to the back of the canteen. It is hidden behind a large pane that seems to be more stable than the other windows. You pass through a heavy metal door, which falls heavily into the lock behind you. It's quiet here. Hardly a sound filters through the thick safety glass. Just the occasional muffled laugh from one of the people sitting comfortably at the canteen tables and chatting about their workday.
Well, let's get started.
All it takes is a few hand movements on the side of the bed so that it can be tilted vertically. Oh my... Surprised, you stare at him, first at him, then at the bed, and then at him again.
That thing was expensive, so don't wreck it.
I'm not going to try to! One thing happens and suddenly everyone thinks I'm gonna just go psycho. How could I? I can't move. He turns away from you. At the side of the room is a tray with plates, cups, and cutlery.
Open your mouth. Here comes the airplane.
Okay, I actually kind of needed that. That was kind of funny. That was kind of funny, and despite the seriousness, that's kind of funny. Nope. Oh, I'm not gonna be that mean. Spoonful of gooey dinner lands in your mouth. It doesn't taste like much, but it's still kind of disgusting. Meh. Could be better.
Might as well let you starve to death.
I'm sorry, I won't make any more comments. I'm trying to relieve the tension. I kind of have an execution date coming up after all. How delicious. Goo for dinner, my favorite. Slowly and with a soft squeak, the heavy door leading to the actual canteen opens.
Here I am!
Soren!
You're not allowed in here.
Oh, can't he stay though? Please. I promise I won't act up.
Allowed, yes. Advised, no. Enter at own risk. I take the risk.
Jumping through the loopholes. Love it.
That's not how it works. Seriously now.
5 minutes. That's enough time for me.
Please. Please. The caretaker sighs in annoyance, puts her head back and leaves the room, absolutely unnerved.
That sounds like a good break for me. Now that I'm here, a little snack would be good.
He disappears too, leaving plates and cutlery on the table. Soren scoots a little closer to you, his look telling you he knows something.
Listen, I've been asking around.
Squeezing secrets out of people is your hobby, isn't it?
Hey, I'm just trying to help you, yeah?
I appreciate the help, really, I do. You giggle and nod. Soren's presence relaxes you. I actually have kind of a smile on my face right now, that's nice. That's nice, I need it. I need this.
So, the games are meant to be leftover recycling. They put all the people they can't do anything useful with in there. Usually, those are the ones they can't manage with tranquilizers or other methods. But people like you are hard to find there.
You tilt your head as far as you can. What do you mean?
You're still sane. The electric shock and medication are still working on you. You're still fairly physically fit, so they could use you for other tests. But they don't want to do that.
You lower your gaze thoughtfully, then look through the window in the canteen.
You seem to have a hidden power with great potential for destruction. The bosses actually love to experiment on that. Something tells me you're not the first person with such a power. They seem to know they can't control it in the long run.
Could I have that power because of Delta? He stares down at his legs, silent and thoughtful.
I've had that thought too. Everything fits perfectly. Your power is a rarity, and I haven't found any information about Delta, despite my research. It's all connected somehow.
Then he suddenly clasps his hands behind... Then he suddenly claps his hands as he sees the two caretakers approaching you through the window.
So, the games are for research and disposal. It's like a battle royale. They track the participants' vital data, analyze their movements with cameras, and evaluate the skills that are used. They also use special sensors to measure the aura density and therefore strength of each individual. Every now and then, more than one survives, so don't give up, okay?
You nod silently and sigh. If only I could specifically use this power, then...
Then you could win. But what about potential side effects? What if you kill everyone else, but blow yourself up in the process too?
Something changes in Soren's gaze. The spark of confidence has disappeared. What remains is hopelessness. Just as you are about to say something back, the door opens.
You two. It's impossible to separate you, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is. He approaches you, then tilts you back so that you're lying horizontally again.
Just a little examination, including preparation.
And then he pushes you out of the door. As you pass, your eyes meet Soren's.
Hey, I'll keep reading the story later, okay? You know, the one about the girl in the Paradise Garden, right?
Yeah. Of course. I'm looking forward to it. Sullivan drives you, with difficulty because he's not as fit as your caretaker, through the corridors. You don't meet anyone on the way, so you start to wonder how big the South Lab is in its entirety.
Alright then, won't take long.
You're still lying tied up on the bed. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see the deformed animals in their cages, and you realize that to many people in the lab, you are nothing more than one of those animals. Shortly after, Sullivan appears with a device in his hand that resembles a syringe, minus the needle. What's that?
Not important.
He grabs your arm and turns it so he can place the tip of the device on the inside of your forearm. It fizzles and a short, sharp pain runs through your arm. For a split second, you watch as something small and faintly blinking disappears under your skin. Is this a tracker?
So, was it bad?
So bad, I'm still in shock. For a split second, an amused smirk twitches across Sullivan's lips. Oh great, he's amused by my sass. Good. Good to know.
Still humor in a situation like this. I like you.
You like me despite the fact I tried to dig into your files. Appreciated. What was that? Sullivan, who's sanitizing and storing the equipment, just glances in your direction.
Tracker. For the games.
Oh great, I was right. Already? How much time do I have left? 3 days? A week? He looks at you silently, still holding the syringe in his hands. He's waiting. You realize this the moment you turn your head to the side and are overcome by a severe dizziness. Or not another day at all. Your vision begins to blur. There seems to have been more than just a tracker in the injection. You fight the fatigue with all your might, but your willpower doesn't stand a chance against the chemical formula.
I wish you the best of luck. You don't deserve all this.
Well, I'm glad someone is on my side on all this.